Now, during this great rain and this current full moon, my enemies in the shadows had been planning another full attack. See, what they don't know is all of them are stuck in the past, and they don't learn from their lessons. They've yet to figure out that you cannot sacrifice a divine being that's been awakened to another. So, I hate to disappoint all of you, but I talked to Satan, Lucifer, whatever you would like to call him, 2 days ago myself. And with that, I made a promise to him, which, really wasn't that important, but I think it was just for you to understand. And, well, since I did that, I have to go through with it. So here we are. Now, both God and Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness and Light, if you will, good and evil, they have both been wrongfully labeled by all of you. I'll start with Lucifer today. See, back in GW Hospital in 2024, I slipped into a coma and was wakened by divine breath. And right after awakening, as my eyes opened, I realized all the trauma in myself was instantly healed because I'd seen this dream before. And I was suddenly at peace because I knew its ending. In its ending, I was with a girl I'd always loved, but I couldn't see her face. But I knew it was okay. And I would say to her, "You got the tape." Now, a couple days after leaving the hospital is when I would meet Lucifer in the moonlight at my ex-girlfriend Jennifer's house on Diamond Coast Terrace. During that long night, Lucifer, of course, the father of illusion and the master of deception, tried to convince me that he was the face and the one that was going to take away all of my wounds and all the pain I was feeling inside and loneliness, and tried to convince me, of course, that no one would ever love me. Well, I didn't fall for the deception, obviously, considering the source. But what those of you in the shadows don't realize is me and Lucifer have way more in common than you think, and actually than you do. See, you treat him just the way you treat me and everyone else, without care or concern. See, Lucifer came to me in the face with a goat, and I myself have worn this face my entire life. And that face is one of being the scapegoat, where others' wounds, faults, projections have been casted onto my face. And literally I was forced to hold accountability for things that were theirs and not mine for my entire lifetime, until I finally learned to separate them on my road to divinity. Now, you all have blamed Lucifer for all your wrongdoings. He doesn't do that. Lucifer has never made anyone on the single plane do anything they did not choose to do. Yet, you've held him responsible for all things as evil. You've accused him of holding you captives in fiery pits and burning him forever. Most of all, you've created a war amongst yourselves through every organized religion between him and the Most High. But this war you're fighting is inside your own minds, and it was put there intentionally, because you're walking around this place completely blind. Lucifer is not all darkness. In fact, he's one of the great lights. In this kingdom, he's extremely important to the scales of balance. Every time you look up to the moon and stars at night, you're able to see. And you can thank the light of Lucifer for that. Now, many of you in the shadows like to play with magic. And you like to tap into the darkness make deals, do all kinds of things with the intentions of harming others. And you also have done things to gain power and control and money, all within this temporary illusion. And many of you can't find your ways out. The sickest thing of all of that is in February, Jade and I were supposed to already have ended our suffering. My debts, karmically, and those of my generations and ancestors before that I came to cleanse were already done. But those of you in the shadows decided you were going to take matters in your own hand. You were going to swap destinies and leave me in a place of nothing and misery while you went along with, when you could just continue with your future atrocities, never having them brought to light, and dodging accountability forever. I'm sorry. Once again, you've been misinformed. You cannot swap what is destined by divinity or brought here by the divine. Once an earth angel has awakened, it was only a matter of time for you. Now, once I awakened, I first tried to form a truce with this coven I've been under attack by for many lifetimes. I won't call it war, but the fact is we both know you've been at war with me, but that war has been one-sided. But I realized quickly that truce was not going to work because you guys refused to learn and refuse accountability. So you're now going to have to face what you've done, and each infliction of pain and tear, 9 times you've been binded until you finally learn. I'd like to welcome you to the karmic wheel, and that of accountability and responsibility. Nothing that was done in the darkness can go without being brought to light. Now, what you guys don't understand on this road to enlightenment, good and evil are both necessary for learning the lesson you were supposed to learn to make it back to your higher selves, or to your higher selves, depending on where you started the circle from. You weren't here to pick a side, but only to use your own mind and will as a guide. Lucifer on this plane is just as beneficial as the Most High, and both of them are divine beings. Lucifer does not suffer from an absence of light. He shines beautifully and magnificently. He knows that he is both darkness and of light. Now here, he represents that scale. A scale you're to learn from, not abuse. You have offset the scales of karma and taken matters into your own hand. And that's why I'm here. I'm not here to save you, but I am here to be a guide to healing for all that finally listen and have open receptors. I am here to restore the balance that has been offset and cast it upon humanity, where their free will has been lost. Most of them walk around brainwashed by a witchcraft spell they're unaware of, pledging allegiances to their flags and reciting hymns to a church and congregation without any meaning in their words, thinking that they're actually do-gooders. Now, no. Here, in this realm, none of us were made to be perfect, including myself. In fact, if I were born perfectly and didn't have to suffer from afflictions and go through this long, dark tunnel of shadow work, of reopening each and every wound that was suffered and finding out its initial cause, so I could prevent it from being attacked and keep coming back, how on earth would I be qualified to help any of you? And how would any of you think you were actually going to heal without doing the shadow work inside? The only way to light is to walking through all of your inner darkness and finding balance. During my journey, all kinds of bad things have happened to me. What separated me from most is that they didn't define me and they didn't destroy me. I found meaning and a lesson in everything, and to use them to sculpt a beautiful picture to display for all of you. A picture of those that did what they done, have tried to keep hidden from each and every one of you, and continue to do this day. And they know who you are. They are. Well, now that I've announced myself and exonerated Lucifer, I'm going to take a break for today, but I have many more videos to come. Please understand, I came to bring peace, not war. And I came to reopen hearts to love. And I came to do this musically. And I came to do this through speech and word and our community. So that all of you can find your ways again. Back in touch with nature. Back in touch with yourselves. I don't come to you in hatred. In fact, for those that have participated in things against me, I freed myself of every last ounce of any bitterness. I hold no resentment toward each or any of you, and I offer my full forgiveness. And it took a lot to get there. This doesn't, however, mean just because I see now from a higher scale that evil and all of these evil things were necessary for me to get to where I am today, that doing them should have come without accountability. Because that's only half of the coin and half of the lesson that was learned. And I'm sorry, you all have tried to dodge that, and you don't deserve that. It is my hope that all of you truly see what you've done and are continuing to do. And you did this into a face in a mirror for the last 2.5 years. Ever since you began attacking me in Philadelphia, you were attacking your own faces without knowing it. I wrote this clearly on a wall to you. The only way to beat a rigged deck is to make it show its sides. A mirror has 2 of them, show the one that's seen. And as I stand today in the woods because you've taken my last 3 homes and I refuse to fix it, that's exactly what I've done. I stopped trying to replace the things you think I needed to value and needed to run out every time you took that you thought were crippling me. None of them crippled me at all. You just boxed yourself in a corner where you admitted that your intention was for me not to live. Everything that's taken from me will be coming back tenfold and used for the good of humanity. York, Pennsylvania here was once the first capital of the world, and I'm hoping this time around the mayor will learn a lesson and we're going to be the first, instead of driving out the homeless, to fix the problem, which has been, and the fact, and address its roots, which is in the system you created. Homelessness has been a necessity. And in this town particularly, you feed off of it. From the churches to the shelters, you design your system to ensure 85% of them keep coming back. And those of us that didn't want to fall into the trap and reside in nature, well, now you're making that a crime. Why? To force us back into your hands so you can keep your checks coming. Well, it's not happening, sir. On this day, this is going to be the first mission of the New World. Not the New World Order, the New World toward peace. Good day to you all.